anyway. So, right, so setup-wise, this is going to be a slight change, as we said. Ball now, because it's on a little T-peg, we play it just a little bit forward there. So it's not necessarily on your left foot, but just on your left heel, just back a little bit. Don't get too kind of, or is it there, just to be sort of moving around, sort of small little, roughly speaking, inside your left heel is absolutely fine. Don't sort of, just say, take too much time worrying about that, okay? In terms of the swing, the feeling now is that club coming back. We did that work with the impact bag. The club now has got to square up, or the right hand and arm's got to straighten up to square the club face up, okay? If we look at these two here now, when you swing, left arm's looking better at the top of the back swing, and we come back to impact. There's your impact there, and well, that was quick, a blur, okay? And there, the next frame, there's your impact there, okay? Now then, both of these shots you can see because of the blur of the golf ball, okay, there and there, that is impact, okay? However, we look at your hands. See the difference? So your left hand one, the hands are forward still. They're in this angle and they just stay there, and then they've straightened up. But unfortunately, the information has been given back here. If your hands now are straightening up kind of here or there, well, it's good, but the ball is getting the information down there, isn't it? Yeah. So it's that kind of snapping or releasing of the golf club here to kind of get that club squared up rather than kind of pull. Now then, if your golf shots are, you try and do a sort of a, if you're teeing off down here and going up here, so the flag is kind of here, and a lot of your shots are ending up over here, kind of curving off that way, what you will then do is try and start the ball in that direction. Now to do that, a lot of times people start pulling their left shoulder, left arm this way, which in turn gives us that kind of forward hand position and the face left open. When you've got less loft, 3-wood, especially the driver, it's carnage. When you've got 7 or 8 on 9-9, you get away with it a little bit. It might start a bit to the left and just sort of go a bit higher, and you might lose a bit of yardage, but it will still resemble a golf shot, as opposed to one that's sort of banana-ramas, like 50 yards in the trees. And once you start seeing shots doing that, they go more and more right, the more and more left you try and go, and it gets a vicious, and just give up. It's not going to work. I'll just put it back in the bag and go back to a club I know that does work. So we're going to build up to that club. We'll let a couple of seconds in a second now to finish off with, okay? But we're going to build back up to that. At least with that one now, hopefully you can see, you can take that to the golf course next few games. If you can tee off, and again, if I'm being honest, not every single shot's going to be as good as those last 4 or 5, but if we could say hit 50% of your drives like that, and the other 50%, maybe half of them are just okay, and then maybe the other half are just, okay, bad shots, fair enough, we've got a handicap for that reason. You'll start building up your confidence. I can tee off with this club, and rather than go like 140, 150 yards of the 5-iron, 180 yards of that one, suddenly now you're getting 30 yards off a tee. Holes are going a little bit smaller, yeah? Or certainly more manageable, shall we say. So we can do that. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So you just feel that kind of snap and the release of that club. Basically speaking, as the club gets longer, it's further away from you. So that once the club's further away, it's less control. Yeah. If you had a hammer that was, I don't know, 4 foot long, hit a nail now with a 4-foot hammer, I'd miss most of the time, okay? Hit a nail now with a 2, I could do that, okay? And that's the thing, is that the club control it all the time. And again, a lot of time we can't see the club. It's got to be just feel, okay? That club goes back up here. Where is it? I mean, I don't know. Come back down here. I've got to feel that release of that club. So that bashing into the bag really give you an indication of what we're looking for, okay?